Tattooed Luna by Mrs. Smith. Chapter 4. The line wasn't long, so I was able to get my tray and find a seat rather quickly. The cafeteria was like all the rest. Each pack sat in their own corner and humans filled in the rest. Ice! Jacob called out and waved me over. Girl, you don't look too bad, Emmy said, looking at my lip. I've had worse. I shrugged. I felt safe here with them all. My own personal bodyguards. Did you talk to Dad? Colt asked. A little before Andrew came in. What punishment did he give you? Emmy asked, looking nervous. Nothing. Yet. The hamburger tasted bland, but I welcomed the food. The conversation filtered to something else as my mind went to all the things I needed to do. Chris, you in? Ace asked, snapping me out of my thoughts. What? Going to the club tomorrow. Today was Friday and usually we go out on Saturdays. I don't have a dress. You guys keep spilling your drinks in them. Narrowing my eyes at them. We can go shopping tonight. Emmy clapped her hands together. Can't, I have a tattoo. It's okay, I'll go for us both. I know your size. Don't you dare get me anything pink. I warned as I pointed my knife at her. Everyone laughed and I actually felt myself relax a little. Going out always helped me relax and ignore my problems. All too soon, lunch was over. Standing up, I emptied my trap and went to my next class. None of my friends were in my classes, so I always sat by myself. This was a college-level accounting class. In total, 3 other students qualified to be in here. Until today. Alec walked in right as I sat down with Jasper in tow. Since class still had a few minutes, they sat next to me. Are you in all the advanced classes? Alec asked. Yes. Why this one? He pushed. I own my own shop and you wonder why I am in accounting? Lifting an eyebrow at him. What happened to your lip? Jasper asked. Alec's eyes instantly went to it and the anger in his eyes was clear. Nothing. And your knuckles? Jasper pushed. Let's get started. Mr. Engels started taking, saving me from answering. Before we begin, Ms. Chris, can I count on you this year? He asked me. It's on my to-do list. I confirmed. I felt Alec give me a sideways glance, but otherwise, they left me alone. Thankfully, when class was over, the teacher wanted to speak with Alec, so I was able to slip away undetected. That is, until 4 p.m. when he will be in my shop. Which is in 30 minutes. Currently, I was sitting on my front desk chair. I had to take his drawing and move it to transfer paper. The guys hadn't shown up yet and neither has my dad. I was just printing it out when the door opened. Hello. Alec and Jasper walked in the front door. I didn't really uncomfortable about them. Maybe I should, but I didn't. Hey, use the bathroom if you need to. Do you have the paperwork and money? Right here. Alec placed the paperwork and the cash on the desk. Perfect. Taking the paperwork out, I looked it over to make sure his signature is where I needed it. Alec went to the restroom. This place is yours? Jasper asked as I finished counting the money. Yup. Those are all my work. Jasper was flipping through my book. Impressive. The door opened and the guys walked in. Colt, this is Jasper, Alec's future beta. Jasper, this is my twin Colt. We are Alpha Brian's kids. Then future beta Ace and Gamma Jacob. Jasper shook their hands when Alec walked back in. Colt. Alec greeted and shook their hands again. Ready? I asked Alec. Yeah. Take your shirt off and lay face down. He did as I asked and I started opening my tools. How do you guys like it so far? Colt was trying to make small talk. Different but nice. Jasper said. You all look like a pole is stuck up your asses, relax and take a seat. I'd all four of them. Alex snorted but his head was in the hole. Taking the stencil, I positioned it and pressed it down. Slowly peeling it back, I made sure it looked centered. Go look in the mirror and see how you like it. Alec got up and walked over to the 360 mirrors I had installed. Damn, his body was sexy as f***. His muscles were perfectly shaped. Looks good. He laid back down and I got to work. To his credit, he barely flinched as I started. Ice, did you get the emails from the teachers? Colt asked me. Yeah, 2 of them even asked me in class. Yeah, what was that about? Jasper asked. I barely glanced up at him. Miss Perfect over here has been in charge of organizing the school events for the last 5 years now. Jacob always was bitter I was smarter than him. He was smart too, but not like me. 5 years? You're only a senior. Jasper was confused. It's really not a big deal. I excelled at school, so I took over the events. I don't do all the planning but most of it. I have assistants who do the legwork. I write the test, do the spelling bees, prom. I shrugged. It was really me telling a handful of students what to do. You have done this since 8th grade? Alec asked. Yeah. One of my many talents. Anyway. There's a spelling bee in a month that I needed to pick out words and prom is coming up. Plus our end of the school year prep rally. Ice, we need to head out, are you okay? Colt asked in the mind link. Yeah, I'm good. I responded. They all stood up, see you at supper. Colt waved goodbye before leaving. Ace gave me one last look before he took off too. That your boyfriend? Jasper smirked. No. I've known all those guys since we were born. Actually, our birthdays are within a week of each other's. So, how smart are you? Jasper pried. Excuse me? I gave him a look that said how he was for asking. You are in all the advanced classes and do all that work. I'm a mysterious woman. The door opened and my dad walked in. Hey, Dad. Jasper immediately stood up and Alec made a move to do the same. Stay where you are. Dad waved Alec off. He lowered himself back down but his body was stiff. Dad shook Jasper's hand. Nice to meet you, Alpha Brian. Jasper's demeanor changed. Relax, boys. Just came to check on my daughter. Dad walked up and looked at my work. Nice piece. Who drew it? I did, Sir Alec said with his head turned to the side. How much longer are you working tonight? Not sure. I'd like to get all the line work done before we call it. I had most of it anyway. Maybe some shading depending on his pain level. Okay. I brought you supper. Dad lifted a bag and set it on my desk. Thanks. I said and kept working. Don't worry about coming to my office. I stopped and looked up. Really? No punishment? I shouldn't have to tell you boys to be respectful. No, Sir, Jasper answered. Dad nodded and walked out. Can I order pizza to be delivered here? Jasper asked. Sure, address is on my business card, but go outside and order. Shitty service in here. Jasper nodded, taking a card. He went outside. As soon as he was gone, Alec turned to his side and touched my lip. It was both sexual and full of concern. Who did that? I wasn't going to spill family drama. Nothing for you to worry about. I asked around and learned about your reputation. I lifted an eyebrow at him. Rumor is your dad hits you. That honestly surprised me. Enough that my jaw dropped. My dad has never once laid a hand on me in that manner. I said it so with much conviction that Alec must have believed me. Then your mom? She isn't my mom. My mom died when I was little. Grabbing his shoulder, I tried to lay him down. He refused. Do you need help? I'm fine. In case you haven't noticed, my brother and his posse are protective enough. Alec laid down after that. That I did notice. So, are you with Ace? Like I said, no, but not sure why you care. Just like to make sure I don't step on toes. Is Angela not your girl? A wannabe girl, but not by me. Alec grumbled. So you allow girls to hang off you? Must like to play around. Let me guess, different flavor each week? I said, unimpressed. No, actually. I am very picky in who I take on dates. How old are you? Turned 18 last month. No mate yet? Nope. Still looking. Are you though? Sounds like you are busy with training. This last training is only for a week and then I'll be home for good. Jasper walked back in. Pizza is ordered. What are you guys talking about? When is your 18th birthday? Tomorrow, actually. Oh, happy early birthday then. Thanks, still trying to decide on what we are going to do. Right on cue, Emmy walked in. Look what I bought you. She held up the skimpiest bubblegum pink dress I've ever seen. Alec turned to look and Jasper's eyes about popped out of his head. You better be kidding. I am not wearing that. Ha. Just the reaction I wanted. No, that's my dress. This is yours. She held up a black dress. Plunging neckline with side cutouts. It looked like it would stop just below my ass. Much better. I approved. Where are you ladies going wearing those dresses? Jasper asked. Maybe he is the playboy of the group. To the club. Actually, I changed my mind, I want to go tonight too. Emmy popped her hip out and placed her hand on it like dare argue with me. Okay, I shrugged really, just like that? I didn't get punished so yeah, let's go seriously? Emmy looked shocked. Punished for what? Jasper asked, his eyes narrowed. She slapped her. Emmy! Shut up! I yelled. Tell me. Jasper walked up to Emmy and grabbed her chin softly and made her look at him. She was powerless at that moment. Luna Ann. You did not. Jasper asked, shocked. She hit me first. I muttered as I resumed working. Alec placed his hand on my knee and squeezed it. His thumb rubbed my thigh. This was all behind the table so Jasper and Emmy couldn't see. Pizza is here. Jasper went outside to get it. Emmy went to the bathroom. As Jasper came back in, he looked weirdly at the bathroom door. What's wrong? I asked. Alec raised up and looked at Jasper. Dude, what is it? How old is Emmy? She is 18. He frowned and sat his pizza down. Dude? Alex said again. I think maybe she is my mate. Alec and I looked at each other. Why do you say that? I asked. Just the feeling I have. Alec, I think we are going out tonight. Alec looked at me and back at him. Girl, I brought makeup so we can get ready here and not go back to the pack house. Emmy popped her head out. Did you call Colt and tell him? I asked. Yeah, and they are meeting us since we have our bikes, and that isn't good with these dresses. You bring me shoes? I got it all, babe. I opened a mind link to my dad. We are going out tonight. That's what Colt said. Stay with him, be safe. Thanks, Dad. I said and cut the link. My mood improved dramatically. How's your pain level? Are you at a stopping point? Just about. Let me finish the part and we can call it. I was working on his upper shoulders so my saddle stool was making his head between my thighs.